pale moon was rising above the green mountains. The sun was declining beneath the blue sea. When I strayed with my love by the pure crystal fountain that stands in the beautiful Vale of Tralee. The Rose of Tralee Festival has just ended, and I was inspired to make a video that will describe how this all came about. Not just the festival itself, but the whole reason for the Rose of Tralee. What is it all about? It's really about a love story that is based in my hometown of Tralee. It was a time when Ireland was still under British rule and the social divides were deeply entrenched. Tralee, the capital of Kerry, though small at the time, was rich in history and cultural importance. Its streets lined with Georgian houses and the picturesque countryside stretching beyond. In this setting, a love story unfolded that would transcend the barriers of class and time. William Pembroke Mulchenock, a young aristocrat from a wealthy family, fell deeply in love with a girl named Mary O'Connor. Mary was not of noble birth. In fact, she was born in a place called Brogue Lane. She was the daughter of a shoemaker. She was known for her beauty, her dark hair, her beautiful eyes, and she gained employment with this wealthy family. Because of her position in society, she actually got a good position in this wealthy family's home. Funnily enough, where the actual family had their main business was right near Brogue Lane. They were wealthy traders, and their main business was right near Brogue Lane, where there's a Sports Direct now on the main street of Tralee, Castle Street. From the offset, Mary was delighted to be working in this household, which was up in Ballyard, or Billard as we call it, in a place called West Villa. So it would have been up towards the south of the River Lee. The name of the town comes from Tralee, on the banks of the River Lee. At first, she started off as a kitchen maid, but she worked her way up to be a nursemaid of the daughters in the family, of the babies in the family. And this is where William met Mary first. And it was love at first sight. He absolutely fell head over heels for her. And it seems like Mary was deeply in love with William too. It would come to light later on that she had a little bit more sense than William, because William was a deep romantic and a poet. They started going out and meeting each other, going down Lover's Lane, going up dancing in Clahan, and this is where the story of the Vale of Tralee, the beautiful crystal fountain, there's actually a place near enough where I live that they reckon this is where the actual fountain was. It's in a housing estate at the moment. I think there's some sort of plaque or something there now, but they would have had to meet each other outside of the house because the family completely disapproved of this. There was a huge social divide. This was completely not acceptable in this aristocratic society. At that time, the British were ruling, so it was a kind of a British kind of social class that was impressed upon the Irish people. But William was inspired by his love for Mary, and he wrote a poem in her honour. He called it the Rose of Tralee, likening her to a rose, the symbol of beauty and purity. The words of the poem spoke of his undying love and admiration for her, capturing the essence of Mary's character and the depths of his feelings for her. But their love story was not destined for a happy ending, unfortunately. William had asked in his haste for Mary to marry him, but she denied him because she knew that it wouldn't be accepted and that William would ultimately lose his place in his family, and she had the foresight to see that this would make them destitute, I guess. That's probably what I'm analysing from the story. It seemed like she had more sense than William. But it didn't deter William, and he was absolutely committed to marrying her. And this is where the beauty and the romance comes from. There was, at the time, all sorts of problems happening within Irish society. There was sort of rebellions and political activism at the time against British rule. All sorts of things were going on. So there was some sort of political rally. I don't know the actual full story about the rally and all that, but William was accused of murder at this rally, and on that day he had planned to give Mary the ring. He was absolutely committed to marrying her no matter what, But on that day that he had committed to doing this, he was suspected as a murderer, the murderer of someone at this rally. Did he do it or not? I'm not 100% sure. So he had to go to Mary and tell her that he was going to come back, that he had to leave for a while because of this carry-on that was happening. So he went off to India, because at that time the British were fighting in India, or the British were involved in India. They were basically colonists of India as well. But he went off and worked as a war correspondent in India. And he was there for several years, and he, because of his position in society, got friendly with some higher ups who helped him to come back to Ireland. And his whole objective was to come back and marry Mary. But this is where the tragic tale unfolds. While he was away, in some versions of the story, he actually sees her funeral from a pub where he was having a drink before he met Mary. Now, it looks like William had a problem with alcohol, because later on it would become more apparent, but it seemed like he needed to have a drink before he met Mary. In this story, he sees the funeral and he asks, who's the funeral for? And this was in 1849, during the time of the Great Famine. So there was all sorts of diseases and starvation and stuff happening. One version of the story, she dies of tuberculosis. In another version, it's not clear. So maybe it was starvation or some sort of disease or whatever. He sees the funeral and his whole life falls apart. Now, whether she died while he was away and he found out when he came back, or he saw the funeral, she died and he never saw her again. So his plans to marry her obviously didn't come to fruition. Although William went on and married afterwards and had kids and moved to the USA for several years, he couldn't let go of Mary O'Connor, his one true love, his Rose of Tralee. And he basically drank himself to death. He came back to Ireland himself and died at the age of 44 on Ash Street. He lived in Ash Street in Tralee and died of alcoholism. That's the way the story that I know goes. And there are different places around Tralee that you can visit. I believe there used to be a place up by St. Bernard's Church. There was one, I think at the junction there was the Mulchanock. I think that's called Mulchanock something. There used to be one of their shops there or something to that effect. Also, you can visit the statue of William and of Mary in the Rose Garden in the Tralee Town Park, which is a beautiful statue. It has all the names of the roses all the way around. And when William died, his one last wish was that he was buried next to Mary, his rose, and that is in Claherbrian on the way out to Phoenix. Actually, I need to go to this graveyard because I actually haven't gone into it. I've been at I don't know if you can actually go in, but it's on the side of the road. It's a very ancient graveyard. This is how the song was written, because at first it was a poem, which I'll recite at the end, and it was turned into a song, was put to music and turned into a beautiful song. It's a haunting song because of the tragic romance behind it. And this is where the festival was born out of. In 1959, inspired by this enduring love story, the town of Tralee founded the Rose of Tralee Festival. What began as a small event celebrating local women who embodied the virtues of Mary O'Connor has since grown into an international celebration of Irish culture, heritage, and the Irish diaspora. Today, the Rose of Tralee Festival is a major event, attracting participants from all over the world. Each year, young women of Irish descent compete for the title of the Rose of Tralee, a title that honours not just beauty but also character and talent and personality and how you carry yourself for the week and how you are presented during the week. So this festival really is an Irish diaspora festival, bringing home all the people that were Irish, descendants of Irish immigrants. You know, this is a wonderful part of our Irish culture, is bringing back all the people that left. There are some people out there that really are disrespectful towards the people of Irish descent. For me, I think it's appalling because it basically flies in the face of how our Irish history unfolded. We had to emigrate because of wars and famines, because of colonialism. It wasn't their choice. There was 8 million people on this island before the Great Famine, and there was half of that afterwards. A lot of them died, and millions actually left as well. To say that these people aren't Irish in their DNA and ancestry in their ancestry is appalling. To kind of dishonour the Irish diaspora is a real insult for me. It's an insult on our history because all these people had to leave. So this festival brings back these people, and it's a beautiful unfolding. I know it's not for everybody's taste, but it's about the spirit of it. It's about the spirit of the Rose of Tralee. It's about the spirit of this beautiful yet tragic love story, a story that couldn't unfold because of the British aristocracy of the time. So it really is a beautiful tale. The streets of Tralee come alive with dance, music and laughter as people gather around to honour the memory of Mary O'Connor and the love this song is inspired from, and the festival, and it continues to touch their hearts more than a century later. Through the Rose of Tralee Festival, the story of William and Mary lives on, a reminder that true love, though often tested by time and circumstances, never truly fades. It is a story that continues to inspire, reminding us all of the beauty and tragedy that can be found in the simplest of human connections. The pale moon was rising above the green mountains. The sun was declining beneath the blue sea, when I strayed with my love by the pure crystal fountain that stands in the beautiful Vale of Tralee. She was lovely and fair as the rose of the summer, yet 'twas not her beauty alone that won me. Oh no, 'twas the truth in her eyes ever dawning that made me love Mary, the Rose of Tralee.